Yeah, I'm not spitting tonight, but this is Heaven Can't Wait, but only God knows me. Heaven can't wait, but only God knows me. Only God knows me from True Speaker, my second album by E Complete. Woo! 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 Heaven can't wait, but only God knows me. Yeah, I like that. Let the trumpets come in, right? What's up, y'all?
Audra
She made it. What's up, lady?
Audra she said, sup, hey, I caught you live.
In the hizzy. Well, it's episode 37. I'm Eric Taylor, the host of Knowledge is Love podcast with my sidekick, The Truth. You want to come in and say hi?
Hey.
There's The Truth. And, on this episode, we must discuss what we're in right now. The Capricorn-Aquarius Cusp. The sun is at 0 degrees in Aquarius. For the cusp, I use a 5-day orb. Now, it changes depending on leap year and the year you were born. So, now some astrologers use a 2-day, 3-day. You can't do more than 5. So, when you see on the internet 7 days, 9 days, no. But what happens is the sun changes, right? So 0 degrees is at the 20th this year. Some people 0 degrees is at the 21st. So the cusp can be the 19th to the 23rd, the 18th to the 22nd, right? I've even seen the 20th to the 24th. January 17th is always pretty much, it's always Capricorn. But that cusp energy, you will feel it. Now remember, and also we'll talk about Aquarius season and all that's going on. When I'm doing this show right now, it's the Cancer ascendant. So that puts Aquarius in the 8th house. So it makes sense that we're talking about astrology on the Knowledge is Love podcast. Let's get a little light on your boy. Let there be light. Caroline, step into the light. Mommy, I don't see you. For you Poltergeist fans, I don't know who knows about that. Do the young folks know about Poltergeist? I don't think so. Great movie. Is that too bright? It's all right?
No, okay. That lamp is like 3 different lighting things.
Yeah, but
and that one's like a little bit more of like a studio light here. Maybe that one's better.
There we go. See, that's why I got The Truth. So anyway.
That's a spam comment. And then Audra Dye said, oh yeah, though.
Okay. Well, so the Capricorn-Aquarius cusp is Capricorn, cardinal earth sign, the final earth sign. It's ruled by the planet Saturn. Aquarius is also ruled by the planet Saturn, traditional ruler. The modern ruler, is the spam gone?
Yeah.
Okay. The modern ruler is Uranus. So for these people on this cusp, there is a lot of times an internal revolution or war in terms of being restricted, having fears and anxiety and limitations, and then also wanting to break social norms, be free, be liberated, be unique, weird, bizarre, innovative. You can find this cusp where people can be very creative. Remember, this is the cusp of mystery and imagination. I think for me, the top 3 most unique cusps are this one, also the cusp of magic, that Gemini Cancer, and also the cusp of sensitivity coming up next, Aquarius Pisces cusp. Unique. So this cusp, let's see, I remember a couple of people, Ray Rice, Edgar Allan Poe. Remember Ray Rice, the running back who got into, argument with his wife and hit her, and Baltimore Ravens. Also, you have Jay Feely, used to be an NFL field goal kicker. Now he does the sideline reporting for CBS Sports with Jim Nance and Tony Romo. Janice Joplin.
Jessica is here.
Hey, Jessica. How you doing? Miss you. Hope everything's well. So, this cusp, one of my favorite aunts who passed away was on this cusp. My mother-in-law's on this cusp. Happy birthday, Ma. So, these people, they are brilliant, but they stub their toe sometimes in life because there's this
She asked, she said, and I asked, "I'm good. How are you?"
oh, I'm tired, but I'm doing well. On this road to recovery, I got all this shoulder pain. Now, this is fascinating. I love to ask questions, and you should always have a curious mind. But I was speaking to my physical therapist and asking, so do you know, like, well, for me, while I was in a coma and you're, even dealing with COVID, you're really dehydrated by all the medicine they're giving you, right? And so that means there's not enough circulation, fluid, and blood flow going to your tendons and ligaments. And so when you're placed wrong ways, you can get a lot of tendonitis in the upper bicep, right? I didn't even know that the bicep's not just here, it goes all the way up to here, part of the bicep, going into the rotator cuff and, the upper pectoral in the front and all this stuff. So I'm just learning about all these different muscles and different tendons here. And so what happens is you can get a lot of shoulder weakness and pain from being so stiff and, improperly placed when you're in a coma. But also, what's fascinating is just not getting enough water in the body for your tendons and ligaments. So fascinating. So I'm dealing with shoulder pain, but PT 3 times a week. So I had physical therapy earlier today and running around with wifey and running errands. And I'm just a bit tired, but I'm energized because of you guys and because of Uranus and Aquarius season. We'll get to Aquarius season in a second. But right now, you have Mercury in retrograde in Aquarius and Venus and Capricorn in Aquarius, right? But back to the Capricorn-Aquarius cusp. So you'll find a lot of times these people love to talk, don't always love to listen. They're really intelligent, but it's more of this creative imagination way, right? Because the Uranus gives them these random bursts of thought and idea, but that can come out and like randomly saying something inappropriate or randomly creating something or randomly doing something bizarre, unique, weird, futuristic. You know what I mean? And so there's this like struggle where they put restrictions on themselves or have these internal anxieties and fears, but it's almost like if you respond to the abilities of the discipline of Saturn, right? Then you can take those downloads and innovation of the Uranus, the Aquarius energy, and really bring out the Janis Joplin, right? Bring out the Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh yeah. So one thing that Audrey said is Janice Joplin died the day I was born, the very day.
Wow. And she's part of the Club 27. And so it's Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, where they all supposedly committed suicide at 27 years old, which is when the planet Mars matures, Aries Scorpio energy, right? And so it's fascinating when you really start to get deeper into astrology, you'll see when different planets mature, right? The Saturn returns between 28 and 30. Mars maturing at 27. The sun depends on the sign and the house placement in terms of its maturity. If you look back to more ancient astrology, but it's somewhere between like really 26 and 32, 33, depending on the house and sign placement. Now, the sun's exalted in Aries, falls in Libra, at home in Leo, and now in Aquarius, right? It's in its detriment. So that's where you can see where the Aquarius is so brilliant right, of this cusp, and then we'll get into Aquarius season. But it's it can have the inflated ego, right? That's why they can be cold and detached, but have the God complex because it's opposing Leo, the home of the sun, which is sort of like that Lion's Gate and really like the kind of like God goddess type energy.
Okay, real quick. Ajadai said my right shoulder was pulled again last night.
Oh.
And Jessica said, I'm glad you're doing better and hope you keep recovering. I'm also having some health problems, but I think it's related to stress.
Could be. Also, right now, drink extra water. Okay. Remember, with Mercury in retrograde and Venus in retrograde, they're both closer to the Earth, so we could see them easier. But also, try to stay away from sweets, right? Venus and Capricorn, think about this, right? This is your bones. So right now, sweets and food, right? Venus is food intake, but it's also sweets. It can make you extra dehydrated and affect your bones. But a lot of people are having achy joints and pain right now because of the Venus and Capricorn in retrograde. Okay. So I find that fascinating. And as we get into Aquarius season, sometimes people will have issues with ankles, calves, and shins, right? But remember, Uranus being in Taurus, and now the North Node in Taurus, and the South Node in Scorpio. We'll get to that for the next 18 months. We'll talk about that a little bit too. We're just entering a really fascinating time, right? Remember, we're on the precipice of the Pluto return, of the age of Aquarius officially banging in, right? In end of 2023, I think 2024. I feel when Pluto goes into Aquarius, that's when we're really in the age of Aquarius. And then you'll have Neptune, switching over to a new beginning, right? In Aries, right? And then Saturn, once it.
Oh, Jessica said, yes, I'm having achy joints. I love sweets. I was about to get sweets now.
No,
but
I know.
not
Take a
anymore.
break. I know. I've been craving sweets lately, but it's so funny. I think it's more of a nostalgia type thing, right? Because Venus is classic things, and we can just have these memories, right? And we replay relationships, oh, remember grandma used to bake this, and replay things and have these cravings, but it can really affect your bones by not being properly hydrated. Medical astrology is no joke. Capricorn is skin, eczema, bones, nails. Pisces is the feet and like the toenails, but Capricorn's like more the fingernails and teeth. Okay. So
Audrey also said, I say every day for the patients to drink water, and all I have been drinking is extra sweet tea mixed with lemonade. I am a hypocrite, lol.
Don't be tough on yourself. Just start drinking more water. And what is this? I got something on my nail right now. That's crazy. What is that? It's like a bump.
What is that?
Feel it.
Oh yeah, it's weird. It almost looks like it got cut.
I don't know if y'all can see this. I got something.
No, they hear it. Let me see.
Yeah, there we go. On my fingernail.
No, I can't see it.
Can't really see. That's crazy. I just felt like a bump on my. See, Capricorn. Yeah. So, wow, astrology can play out. Wow, right? So, just I think for the cusp of mystery and imagination, they are that to others, but remember, they're also that to themselves. And so it can be a lifetime journey of balancing that Saturn Uranus dance and energy, because remember so deeply, right? That's the square that we've been dealing with 3 times in 2021. And then in 2022, that exact square to the degree, but not to the minute, will happen again in early or mid-October. And so that is literally globally the collective, the authority, the government, restrictions, limitations, battling against rebellious energy, freedom, breaking social norms, liberation, right? The youth against the government, the youth against the old folk, you know what I mean? So, and Saturn, think of it really, it's like, because this is what people forget. Capricorn is not only a cardinal earth sign, but it's a feminine energy. So it's really like your stern grandmother. So a lot of times, for example, if you see Saturn in your fourth house, you might have been raised by an older mother, or your grandma might have raised you and your parents weren't around. We'd have to see where the sun and moon are, but you could have had like that strict family, that strict house and stuff like that growing up. So it's just fascinating. These little tidbits, which I will be teaching and discussing with you guys in my Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric, right? Starting February 6th. I should be getting the graphic up Friday or Saturday. So check here and it'll be on my Facebook pages. You guys can find me on Facebook too, Tailored to Coaching. I'll put the links in here and I'll be sharing it on my Instagram page as well. But it'll be probably 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be like 90 minutes. And I'm going to do a very cheap price. I figured there's 12 planets, 12 signs, so it's only going to be $12. So you could afford $12 once a month. First 2-3 months, I might keep it that low, and then I'll increase the price a little bit. But the main thing is keeping it low because I want to build an astrological community where we can talk about astrology and other subjects that we can't always discuss on YouTube. But for you guys to be able to have that tribe, right? Because when you're kind of like into different things and you're studying the occult or just learning about astrology and numerology and different things, you might feel like a rebel or a black sheep amongst your friends or family. But I want to provide that community and family with you guys and for you guys. And for you guys to be able to, not only learn some astrology, but have fun with it and exchange and just like, well, share with each other. Well, how does your Mars play out, or how does your Venus, And I think that will be really not just fun, but it'll be a cool, 90 minutes on a Sunday to have some coffee or have a late brunch and just chit chat with like-minded people and with your boy, Eric. So hopefully you guys will sign up and join. You have to book it with me at tailored2coaching@gmail.com. And you can, pay through Zelle or Cash App or PayPal. But I think it's going to be really fun. And I'm excited to meet some of you guys and talk to you and just, have some exchanges. But I will be showing you charts and giving examples and then having you guys kind of like look at different things and see if you can make guesses or learn, what does this mean? What does this represent in the chart, Because I think
guys said, "Oh, gotta check that out. That sounds great."
I think you would love it, Audra, and $12 is very affordable, especially once a month for everybody. And, and even if I increase it after the first couple of months, it won't be too much more, but I think it's going to be fun and I'm excited. And my amazing wife is going to make the graphic for me because she's way better than I am. And it's just going to be cool, so stay tuned for that. And, but let's get into Aquarius season. It's at 0 degrees today. That cusp of mystery and imagination is no joke.
Audrey Dye said, weekend, I can do that. I can do that time, very affordable.
Okay, yeah. Oh, come on, $12 there. $12 just to talk to me and everybody else in the community. I think it'll be awesome. And that's what I want to do. And then soon, your boy's going to be making some moves. I'm going to, talking to a techie person, I'm going to start recording some webinars that you can just purchase so you guys can learn how to manifest through Jupiter or learn specific things that I will pre-record and you guys can purchase and download and have it for yourself, and I think that's going to be really cool too. And then the third tier of it all will be my 7-week intro to the basic foundations of astrology, teaching the signs, houses, and planets and maybe a little smidgy of medical astrology. But anyway, so you guys can let me know what house Aquarius is in your chart, and if you have any planets in Aquarius. Okay, and so Aquarius season, right? It's ruled by Saturn and Uranus. It's kind of associated with the 11th house, but I want you guys to know that the signs in the houses, they do not duplicate each other. They have similarities. So don't ever get caught up on that. Okay. Aquarius it's brilliant. I mean, come on. Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, Alicia Keys, Jim Brown, Bill Russell, Michael Jordan, I think Stokely Carmichael, Frederick Douglass, President Lincoln, who else? Like so many athletes, so many people. It's kind of the greatest of all greats are like Aquarius, Rakim, Logic, getting into hip hop. You know what I mean? I think maybe J. Cole. You have so many writers, lyricists. I mean, all these people that are Aquarius that are freaking insane, crazy talented.
Jessica said Aquarius in my 5th house.
Yeah. You know, and so that right there just even talks about, you know, in terms of the creativity, it's more of a unique, weird, scientific, innovative, futuristic, right? It's very like, I'm gonna go left with it. And that's cool. And I can give you guys an example, right? So I have Aquarius in the 4th house, no planets. But so what does it say about my childhood, my home life? Well, one, the Aquarius can indicate sudden events, right? With the mother, the ancestors, right? So especially the mother's side, you know, and I went through that where after my father was murdered, my mom got remarried and then there was a divorce. Aquarius can show that. And then step siblings. I had a stepbrother, you know, still have one. But that's where you can see there was a lot of technology in the home. I had like all the video game systems. You know, I didn't get a computer till later on, but like we had, you know, whether it was then beta, then VHS, then CDs, then DVDs, you know, there was all that stuff in the home, like an intercom system, you know, so there was technology in the home. And there were times where I felt like mom was a little cold or detached, you know, and so that can happen a lot for Scorpio ascendants or for anyone that has Aquarius in the 4th house, right? If you're looking at a Placidus chart and not the whole sign. I'm, you know, Western tropical astrologer. I use the whole sign system. I look at Placidus. I look at some principles of Vedic astrology as I learn, you know.
Audra dies, and I don't believe I have any, like, too much Scorpio and Virgo for anything else. LOL.
Scorpio and Virgo.
Yeah, and then there's a new person, right? But their name is in like a different language or like some characters, and I have no clue what they
What
are.
were they saying?
So they said Aquarius on my 7th house and got my sun, moon, and Mercury. So I'm not sure. Maybe
Wow.
just chat what you want us to call you.
Yeah. Okay. Sun, moon, and Mercury in the 7th house. Well, you know, that can be very interesting. You know, there's good for bargaining and shopping. You could be great with contracts and deals. You know, having the sun and moon there, depending on your gender, it sometimes can indicate more than one marriage or a spouse, you know, having an affair. But the Mercury, you could do really good as a lawyer in the courtroom, contracts and negotiations. You know, the 7th house is very important. You know, you could really be a fantastic lawyer. And with Aquarius in the 7th house, being a Leo rising, you can tend to have very open relationships and open marriage. be in a throuple, have a long distance marriage or relationship, or date someone from a foreign land, or marry someone from a foreign culture, foreign land. Can play out so many different ways. You could be very big in IT and technology, huge in crypto. So, but Mercury, remember, in Aquarius is exalted in Western astrology. So Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So right now, with Mercury in retrograde in Aquarius, so during retrograde season, it's not a good time to always sign contracts or deals or paperwork. And it's so funny. I was going to do some paperwork today and I wasn't able to do it. And it made me think like, oh, of course I wasn't able to get it done at the bank because it's Mercury in retrograde.
Oh, Israel. Okay. LOL. My name is Ajahag. I'm sorry. I'm from Israel. I'm sorry if I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Okay. Well, welcome. I have some Israeli friends.
And I'm a herbalist though.
An herbalist? Okay. That's dope. Well, yeah. I mean, I'd have to see the rest of your chart and your eighth house and different things, but I could Mercury in Aquarius, that, and even the moon there, and that's healing with sort of foreign or ancient, right? And Pisces in the eighth house, that can definitely explain that. That's dope. Okay. Well, if you ever want to get your chart done, hit me up, taylor2coaching@gmail.com, because that is very interesting, and that even that sun and moon, that story that it's telling, being born on a new moon. That's fascinating. So you guys just understand, with Aquarius season, even though Aquarius is in retrograde in Mercury, we will have innovative thoughts, right? From now until, you're talking about February 18th, right? 17th, 18th, right around there, before we start to get to the cusp. Switches over, more like the 20th to like 0 degrees Pisces. But it's all about friends, social networks. People during this time can get more into astrology, watching astrology videos and researching things, aliens. You might start to even see, more of the lights and spaceships. You know what I mean? Living in New York City, you don't see anything with all the buildings and the lights. You don't see any of the planets. Now here on the West Coast, I mean, gosh, you can see Jupiter, you can see the different planets, you see the quarter and half moon. I mean, it's just beautiful and brilliant. And the stars, and it's that Cancer moon the other night on the 17th, that full moon, it was like orange, and then had a orange and blue tint. And
oh my gosh, it was crazy. So me and Mom were in the car yesterday, right? And like it was the moon. It didn't rise too much yet. It was like really orange, like way more than what we saw.
Yeah. See?
But when we tried taking a picture of it, it wasn't like very like it was.
So, and that's what a crabs kind of have like an orange hue, right? So it's deep, right? Cancer full moon. It's really deep. But I think that with Aquarius season, we have to find our inner breakthrough, our inner rebel. And it's not like always like political or this and that. It's how do we get uncomfortable to embrace change and grow? Uranus being an outer planet.
Oh, Abraham
Robinson
is here. What's up, E?
What's up, bro? I need to hear some beats, man. That's my dog right there. But the Aquarius energy, right? It's downloads. It's brilliant. Remember, it's the god of the sky, Saturn's father. Remember, Kronos, Saturn castrated his pops, Uranus. But Uranus also goes back to ancient Kemet, the god of the sky. That's Osiris. We get into Osiris and Isis. That's when you got to really read and do your research. But really the birthplace of astrology, ancient Kemet, and the doggone, and just different tribes in Africa and stuff like that. But Aquarius is willing to push the envelope, right? So how in our individual lives can we embrace change? Because when you do and we get uncomfortable, there's great blessings on the other side of uncomfortable that we get from source and God, right? And pushing ourselves, right? This guy last night, he was tired and heating up some refried beans. He didn't want to do it, right? Virgo rising, Saturn in the first house. He was like, Aquarius in the sixth house of food. He's like, oh, it's weird. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it, right? Well, he got past it and he did it. But that's the type of, right? So Aquarius is in your sixth house. So that's the type of, things where we all have to find with our Aquarius energy during this time where we can embrace our inner weird, our inner bizarre, but in a healthy way, in our genius way. What's our genius energy? And I think sometimes with Mercury in retrograde, forget about the negative part where it's like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. I look at retrograde as a time to kind of like reassess, relook. And so it's like a pause button, but while you're pausing, still let out the mad scientists, investigate, study, learn, research, reinterpret, reanalyze, right? So you're still kind of learning and maybe pausing in terms of not reacting and moving forward and making mistakes. Retrograde is telling you to slow down, like brand Nubian, chill out. Make sure you're making the right move to the left and the right move to the right. So everything is tizite, all right?
Okay. Audra Dye said on Tuesday it was pink, like the moon. It was pink when it was dusk and rising, and the sky was even darker pink. Very cool.
Okay. Well, we had orange over here, so that's cool that you had pink. It's I've definitely been seeing a lot more lights in the sky that are not necessarily explainable. So as my wife, and I know other people, but so I find that interesting too. Get ready. The very end of Aquarius season is when America has its Pluto return. And it's like what is it? The palindrome 2/22, 2/20. So 0/2/20, 2022 at 12 p.m. in Washington, D.C. America has its Pluto return. And we'll talk about it here on Knowledge is Love podcast before it comes. No one can predict what's going to happen. But it being at that cusp of sensitivity, it's going to be some feelings hurt. There's going to be some revelation, some reveal. What does Pluto do, right? It drugs up the truth, the underworld, the lies, the secrets get revealed, right? It could be things where like, oh, to pacify you, here's some free money. Calm down, right? It could be changing of the crypto and the markets financially. It could be a stock market crash, right? We could have more Me Too stuff. God knows we have to. It hasn't all been cleared up yet, right? Imagine if we had something with reparations. Still haven't gotten 40 acres and a mule. At least you could do something of $3 trillion to do something about free education and maybe debt and some land, an acre, something. So, I mean, there's so many things that could happen and play out. But remember, it's pain, trauma, crisis, death, and rebirth. So just strap your boots on, get ready, and we'll see how it all plays out. It's all going to play out for positive. Remember, I keep telling y'all, when you wake up, You will survive this mess. Live from your heart, stay connected to God, right? Live on your highest vibration. Don't get into these simple, childish arguments. Turn off the idiot box because you know Neptune is in the fourth house in America's chart. So you're just getting fog and deception, even though there's like a
Oh, Matt
gazillion.
Gaming's here too.
What up, Matt Gaming? There's a gazillion shows on. So turn off the news, stuff like that. Watch, Apple TV, Ted Lasso, one of the funniest shows ever. The Servant, that's a little dark and crazy. Just, but they have all this stuff, right? Because it's Neptune. Television is now better than film, going to the movies. Even though, they also have movies coming quickly out on television. But the way things are set up now, you're having the bigger stars doing Netflix and like, what is The Shrink Next Door with Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell. Started watching that. That's getting a little dark and weird, but you know what I mean? So I'm just saying that I want you guys to know these energies, and even knowing your own country's chart, it can help you to understand in transit, right? In the zodiac wheel, what's really popping, what's really going on, right? So if you know Sagittarius is the first house, right? Gemini is in the seventh, right? So that's Cancer in the eighth. The sixth house is Taurus, health, hygiene, work, conflicts, divorce. The North Node's there in Uranus in the sixth house of Taurus. New Earth, messing with the food supply, messing with health, messing with hygiene, creating conflicts, divorce, your work, your daily routine. Has your daily routine been disrupted in the last 2 years? Heck yeah. You see, so I just want you to see the correlations with the transits and astrology and how it really works out so it's tangible in your lives. I don't want anything to surprise you guys. I want you, when you know your birth chart and to map your life, and then you start to understand the transits, it's not that you can always stop things from happening, but it's that you cannot be caught up where people are like, oh my God, the world is ending, and crying and depression and suicide. And, I gained 40 pounds during COVID and lockdown. And I'm drinking and I'm an alcoholic now and I got a divorce. No, 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 no. Stop that. This is where you got to meditate. This is where you got to write those letters to your younger self. Because when you heal your inner child and you have true self-love and you're connected to God and source, you're just surfing. Get your surfboard out. This is spiritual warfare. This is a test. Get your surfboard out. Maybe stock up a little extra beans and rice and get some good vegetables. Start farming, right? Even if you need to grow things in your own crib, in your apartment, whatever you got, do the best you can. But just start surfing and ride the waves. And you will survive this. And in 2027, you can just be like, touch a screen, and I'll have my own channel on TV, and you could just tap it, and from your smart home, smart apartment, smart everything, you could just be like, Taylor to coaching, Eric Taylor. And then all of a sudden, if I'm available, I just pop up and I'm like, hey, Abraham, hey, Audra, hey, Jessica. That's Uranus and Gemini. Watch that video too. That's 2027. That's the new beginning. Neptune and Aries. That's Pluto and Aquarius. Do you see what's going on with these outer planets, right? Uranus and Gemini, Neptune and Aries, Pluto and Aquarius. A new beginning of higher speech, communication, technology, That's the metaverse. That's the crypto. That's the netaverse. I'm still learning it all, but this is remember, what is it, December 19th or 20th or 24th? The central bank opened up divisions for cryptocurrency. It's already happening, y'all. Abercrombie and Fitch, The Gap, Ralph Lauren, all these companies are on the metaverse. It's not just Facebook. And then there's going to be multiple metaverses. And so how can you get your blockchain? How can you and your business or what you're doing get involved and get in the system, get in the game? So you're not just a consumer on the sidelines, that you're like making moves and playing chess. You always want to play chess. You don't want to play checkers. You understand? Any comments, questions?
Okay, yeah, so we got Abraham Robinson. He said, I agree. It's all for the better. Then Gianna Cuscavo said Cancer Sun here. And then she, I'm assuming it's a she, also said Leo Ascendant, so Aquarius in 7th house here.
Oh, okay. So Gianna, you're new. Welcome, right? I don't know if you're a new subscriber, but I don't think you've been on the live yet. So yeah, welcome. So Aquarius in your 7th house, Leo rising. You must have striking hair with that Leo rising.
And real quick, Abraham Robinson said, it's all for the understanding.
Of course, bro. You know, I know, and you know. It is, and the wisdom. But remember, we're trying to get out of this 3D matrix and ascend to 5D. So I can't get too deep in certain things that I think are going to play out and happen here. But that's why, and you guys might not have heard me, starting February 6th, once a month, Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric, 90 minutes over Zoom. We're going to have a group. I got to check my Zoom to see if it has capped off at 20 people. If I can go more, I'll let you guys know. So, if people want to hurry up and purchase, but it's only going to be $12 for the first couple of months. And then, I'll go up a little bit, but not too much more. But it's about building an astrology community and us being able to talk freely. And but me teaching some lessons, but also you guys learning from one another and looking at charts and just the exchange. And I think sometimes, I was saying earlier, and you guys might have missed it, we can feel like we're alone. But I mean, I don't know if you've seen the new Taco Bell commercial where they're talking about astrology, the Virgo and the Libra woman, and then TurboTax has got astrology. It's becoming more mainstream because you can't hide the truth anymore. Just like Me Too and this and that. You can't hide the power of astrology when you look at these outer planets, Pluto virus, Neptune disease, and what's been going on. The correlations, you're starting to see things play out so clearly, and astrology explains it so clearly. It's the map of your life. And they've known the truth for years. Presidents, Fortune 500 companies, everybody. You can do business birth charts. I do that for my clients. So yeah, join me February 6th. Like I said, it's either going to be 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern. And I will be releasing the details very shortly. And I'm excited to talk with you guys face to face and meet you, and for you guys to talk to each other, because it's important to have that community and a safe space where, people feel understood, and the exchange of learning, and just, and you're doing it with a person that's real and cool, your boy E, and we'll have some fun, and that's what it's all about: learning, knowledge, love, fun. But you guys, you vibrate from your heart.
Lady Menza.
Hey, Lady Menza. How you doing, lady? I miss you. Hope you're doing well. And I don't know. I was checking the Instagram, but I didn't see that you were still doing your Saturday updates or whatever. I was gone for a bit when I was in a coma. I almost didn't make it, but I'm here. Takes a lot to take your boy out. But yeah, I'm glad you're back. Hope your sister's doing well. Hope the family's good. God bless you. But I forgot where your Aquarius is. Oh, I think your Aquarius is in the 8th house, just like this show tonight. So also, you guys, during Aquarius season.
Real quick,
okay, go ahead.
Jana said, thank you for the warm welcome. Your
Of
son is a
course.
great helper. Thank you.
He's the best. He's my eyes.
And then Abraham Robinson said, that's true. And then real quick, Lady Menza just said, hi, miss you too. I know, thank God.
Yes, thank God. Thank God, definitely. Woo. I got some stories, Lady Menza. I saw some stuff. So anyway, be open not only to the change, but remember the Aquarius energy and this time. There will be sudden events. There will be lightning. There's going to be more tsunamis and earthquakes. And God bless the people in Tonga and just all that stuff. Oh my God. And the tsunami after the volcano eruption, my heart, goes out to them. And what you have to understand, that's Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is in its detriment, right? It's at home in Aquarius and exalted in Scorpio. So in Taurus, it's in a bad place, Taurus and Leo. So Uranus and Taurus is literally, right? Taurus is the earth. It's affecting the food supply, our survival, our values, our self-worth. I mean, just think about those things right there. And that's describing our country the last year and a half.
Jupiterian said, hey y'all, the interview I had went well. If the person interviewing me said he could hire me on the spot, he would. I have not heard back. I was told I was overqualified.
What? You're not overqualified. And remember, what's for you is for you. If this is not for you, then there'll be something else better or different.
That you are overqualified.
Right, but if you're overqualified, sometimes you don't get it. That's the problem. But I think, they'll call you. Just wait a couple days, pray, look at your Jupiter in your chart. I don't know your chart. And talk to your Jupiter. Manifest, meditate on your Jupiter, whatever house and sign it's in. And claim it. You already have this job.
Wow. Okay. Lady Menza said the last Mercury retrograde had my phone down from September until November, so I stopped.
Had her phone down?
Yeah.
Wow. That's when I stopped too. September 6th went into a coma, and I didn't get home till November 20th. 85 days out of my house. 72 in the hospital, then rehab, and in place rehab, and now I'm outpatient 3 days a week. So yeah, I mean, I was like 40 days in a coma. So anyway, but wow. So I'm glad you're back in effect. And but I'm telling you, I'm excited for you guys to embrace this season. And I think it's perfect, right? For me, look at this. I didn't even think about this. To start my new venture of Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric during, peep this, Aquarius season, the ruler of the 11th house, technology, Uranus, 11th house, internet, astrology, being online, my 4th house, Aquarius, from my home. There are no accidents in astrology. It's freaking crazy, right? So, but yeah, once a month. And if it gets, more demand and stuff like that, I can always adjust and change. That's why I'm tailored to you coaching. Because, I adjust, I sew things up, complete it like E-Complete, lyrically so unique with the illest technique. But it's about being customizable to you, my clients, my community, my peeps, my subscribers, my fam. Like Aries, forget the flim flam.
Okay,
I'm going to show you who I am. Competition is none.
Okay, so Mike, first of all, Mike Reno is here. Glad you're back, bro.
What's up, Mike?
And then Shaquina Popula said hi. I said hi. My birthday was 17 January. That's cusp, isn't it?
Well, you have to tell me your degrees. I think that probably is 27 degrees. It's depending on the year. It's really the end of Capricorn. And I'm going to tell you, I use a 5-day orb. I know a lot of astrologers that only use 29.01 degrees or just 29.0, 2 or 3 day orb. When you look online and you have astrologers using a 7 or 9 day orb, That's too much for the energy. It's not like a conjunction, okay, where you can go from 0 to 10 degrees. This is an energy that it's really at the very end. And it's, even for me, I feel not uncomfortable. I feel very comfortable with 5 days. But
1971.
no, I meant
No. What I mean is that's when Shankua was born.
Right. No. I'm not saying that. The degrees are in terms of your sun sign and your birth chart. It would be at 26 or 27 degrees on the 17th, So, and remember that depends on leap year, this, that, but usually I do the 5-day orb, so 19th to the 23rd. This year it's the 18th to the 22nd, right? Because 0 degrees is today on the 20th. So degree 1 is the 21st, degree 2 is the 22nd. You get it? So it just depends. But that's what I'm saying, that I personally know astrologers that I've studied with that they really only look at 29 and 0 for the cusp. And some people, 3-day orb, 29, 0, and 1. Anyway, it's really what you feel, to be honest with you, but you're not feeling it at 27 degrees. That is, think of it breaking down numerology, 27 is 9. So that's the completion of Capricorn. So that's why at 28 degrees, you really feel it. 29, 0, 1, 2. See, breaking it down a little bit there. Numerology. So, and I do numerology readings as well. You just hit me up, taylor2coaching@gmail.com. And I think Mike and Shaquina are new, right?
Yeah, well,
So,
I think so.
But anyway, so back, and you guys can tell me what house your Aquarius is in. But also, you guys, just real quick, this is also where you can feel like the black sheep amongst your crew, your friends, your siblings, your family. And that can be accentuated this season, right? They might be like, oh, why are you bringing up astrology again? I'm not into that. Or or you always talking about your moon or the moon. Well, I don't know what else proof people need nowadays.
Real quick, dang, I forgot his name or their name. The one, I forgot your name.
Israel?
No, the one who's like from Israel.
Yeah, we'll call him Israel. Yeah.
Have to go to sleep. We'll catch you. We'll catch up the rest later.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Happy Aquarius season.
Happy Aquarius season, and thank you so much for coming on. God bless you, and be safe out there. I know Israel's been going through some stuff, but my best friend, his family's out there, so I always got prayers for Israel. You know what I mean? Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. So, but yeah, so embrace though, and this is what I was going to say before. I know this is strange, but chaos. Uranus can be, and even during Aquarius season, there can be some chaos, some upheaval, some sudden events. You're like, oh, suddenly, da 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 da, and you might not understand it now, right? But then you get the revelation, during Leo season, or you get the revelation, in 2 months or 3 months. It's hard to sometimes explain, but what shakes us out of our comfort zone it's usually not bad. When you're getting fat and lazy on the sofa and getting too comfortable and, drinking champagne and watching Netflix 24/7, you need something to just shake your ass up. And remember, it's that black sheep, that rebel that breaks the social norms.
Oh, Moon Goddess is here. Hey, Eric, just saw you're on. Wanted to say hey.
Hey, Moon Goddess.
Okay.
Thank
and then
you
there's
for
a few
coming
comments anyway.
Okay.
Jessica said, I would like a numerology reading. I'm number 8.
Okay. Your life path number 8. Yeah. No, we can do it. And, just email me and we'll talk about it or whatever, or give me a ring. But yeah, numerology, you guys, and think about it, you didn't choose that. Your parents chose your name and that vibration, and your numbers. My life path is 9. But it's very fascinating in terms of, your soul's urge number, your destiny number, and your life path number. And then there's other numbers and stuff too that kind of make things up. It's, and then you get into human design, which is your energy field and your aura. And that takes the I Ching, the numerology, and the astrology together. And it's all about your aura and your energy, right? And you could be a projector, a manifester, manifesting generator, a generator. Um, I think there's one more, but it's so on point. Human design, and you can go back and watch that episode where I had my guest Angela Rose on, and I'm trying to get some more guests on for you guys. I really promise. I'm going to reach out to even some other astrologers here on YouTube, see if they want to collab and stuff. Because you know me, I'm not jealous of nobody else. I don't hate on nobody else. I just like the exchange of knowledge, and I also like bringing it to you guys on my podcast and giving other people shine and light. Okay. And it's important, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna reach out, and I'm trying to get some males. I've only been having the ladies on. I'm trying to get some guys, even some brothers, some black astrologers. You know what I'm saying? So it's all gonna happen. When it's right, it's right. When it's tight. All right. And we'll have fun. And yeah. So okay, last couple things before we get back to you guys real quick. So also embrace the uniqueness of your Aquarius and what house it's in, the weirdness, the bizarreness. Remember, it can be cold and detached, but Aquarius, as we enter the age of Aquarius, Aquarius is always about equality, right? Everybody having their vegan slice of pizza, and I used to say Snapple, now I say kombucha or water, right? So I'm not having more than you. We're having equal. We're both eating and being hydrated. That's the energy of Aquarius. That's the nonprofit. That's the charity, the looking out for the homeless people. That's the spirit. So yeah, if you're intimate with them, there can be some cold, detached energy sometimes, right? Or you live with them or whatever, but it's not, they don't always mean it. Yes, Aquarius sometimes can have a God complex. They're smarter than you. You know what I mean? They're really brilliant. They're really intelligent. They have that genius energy, but it's also, Jennifer Aniston is another Aquarius, right? But they're also, I mean, they're just like, yo, I got this. Think about Jim Brown and Michael Jordan, Oprah and Ellen, Alicia Keys. Like they're dope, but are they weird and unique? Heck yeah. But that's why you love them. Rakim, that's why you love them. The R. So,
Okay. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm rambling.
Stephen the Jupiterian said, I have Aquarius on the third house cusp.
Okay. So, that education, that's where you want to work with the kids, K through 5, or just children in general. And probably in school, you were probably a little bit ahead of your peers, a little bit smarter, maybe maybe you dressed a little weird. Maybe you spoke about things that were more mature. Maybe you have older siblings,
Okay. Shaniqua said for real, or Shaniqua said for real. And then Stephen the Jupiterian said, my life path is 4. Personality is 11/12. Destiny is 9, and soul urge is 7. And then Moon Goddess.
And that 4, that in itself is Uranus energy, right? You teaching the music, right? There's, that's good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Moon Goddess.
And then Moon Goddess said life path 5 here.
Okay.
And then Jessica said my soul urge is a 7. And then she also said, I feel like I might have met my future husband, but I'm not 100% sure. Is there a reading for that?
Jessica said that?
Mm-hmm.
Is this Jessica Schultz or other Jessica? Which Jessica? It just says Jessica?
Yeah, she says Jessica.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Jess. I mean, remember we talked about stuff in the hater stuff, but we could do a mini relationship. But the way is the synastry. and doing both of your charts together and the relationship.
Jessica Perez.
Yeah. No, I figured if it wasn't Schultz, I knew it was Jess. So, Jessica, it's very much that would be a synastry report, compatibility. And what I do is after I do, it's written with videos, very detailed, but then I meet with you and your significant other, your partner, if they're willing to, because sometimes, you might be into it and they might not be into it as much. But what I explain and teach to you is how your moon is hitting their Venus, right? The conversation between the planets, right? Your Mars, Jessica, could be hitting his sun, his ego, his pride in a certain way that's negative feelings for him. And so it's about teaching you guys how to coexist in a harmonious way, right? Any two people. That's why it's kind of such a generalization when you're like, oh, Aquarius doesn't work well with Virgo or Sag in a relationship or whatever, or Taurus. Well, that's not necessarily true. So that's why it's so much deeper than just the sun sign. Sun sign is like one of the last things you look at. You rather look at the moon, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, seventh house, Juno. You know what I mean? So, but it's really how do two people engage one another and communicate, listen, and respect one another. So that's the best service to do, and that one is the synastry. That's 175. But, you know, I think in general, I'm going to wrap up the Aquarius season, and we'll probably have to.
Okay, just a few more comments though.
Yeah.
Okay, so Moon Goddess, or well, Lady Menza said reflector.
Oh, reflect. That was the other one. Reflector. Yes, thank you.
And then Moon Goddess.
I have a brain fart,
And then Moon Goddess said, "You look good, Eric. So happy to see."
Oh, thank you. I'm getting stronger every day. Physical therapy is hard, and for you guys that came on late, I was talking about even with a coma, and just not make sure, especially this time where Venus is in retrograde, drink more water and cut down your sweet intake, your sweets, right? Because it's affecting people are going through a lot of joint pain and bones, but not enough hydration to the ligaments and tendons. So I'm having upper bicep issues and shoulders from how they were placing me in a coma and stuff, But it's all good. My heart's good, my oxygen. I'm, walking on the treadmill, I'm getting stronger, building back better, gaining some weight back. Got to get back, all my muscle, but it's coming. Charlie hustle, grinding, working hard, God is good.
Oh, dang, I forgot again.
Shaniqua,
but there's no I.
There's no I in Shaniqua either.
Oh, then Shaniqua.
It just depends on how you spell it, How is it? SH what?
SHANAQUA.
Yeah, Shaniqua. Everybody spells, you can spell it different ways. You don't have to have it with an I.
Oh, okay. Shaniqua.
He didn't grow up in the inner city like I did.
Shaniqua said, I was told that my life path is 9.
Okay, that's like me.
And then,
you like to complete things. 9 is very spiritual, but it's, yeah. It's a deep,
Moon Goddess said orphan, Oprah is an Aquarius.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, Oprah, Ellen. That's what I'm saying. I went down the list of all the Aquarius is so genius, right? It's Rakim, Michael Jordan, Jim Brown, my boy Huey P. Newton, Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Ellen, Oprah, Jennifer Aniston, Logic, Rakim. I mean, Alicia Keys. It goes on and on and on. I think was it Nikola Tesla? I mean, you got so many Aquarius folks. And Steve Jobs, I forgot. I think was he a Pisces? But he's got a lot of Aquarius energy. I mean, so he might even be on the Aquarius Pisces cusp, if I remember correctly. But we got a couple minutes left. Abraham, what's up, bro?
Said, that's true. And then Lady Menza said, LOL. What is a God complex? I never get that. Please give me an example.
When people generally say that, and I think some of those generalizations aren't fair, but I think with Aquarius, it's being over arrogant, being almost dismissive of your intellect, of the next person's thoughts or input or information that they bring to the table, right? Aquarians, so often, they don't mean it, but they can talk down to you or talk over you as if you might not have similar or the same information on a topic or subject that they have. Okay. And so that's where that God complex, it's like, you know, really, I didn't think anyone was as smart as me and how I pontificate. And, and understand, we often, as Americans and just as earthlings, we often underestimate someone's intellect, which you can see in the birth chart, by how they speak. So someone can have an accent, someone could have a southern drawl, someone could have broken English. Doesn't mean they're not highly intelligent, high IQ, all types of things. So I think that's where we get caught up and need to unlearn. First floor of my elevation to, elevators to marriage program. But in general, we have to unlearn in terms of our stereotypes of how we gauge or think that someone is extremely intelligent or whatever. Sometimes we base it on jobs. Oh, they work at a bank. Oh, they're a lawyer, they're a doctor. I know lawyers that, in grade school or high school, they were idiots. You have to understand, sometimes memorizing information and then answering it on a test, that doesn't always make you intelligent. That makes you good at memorizing. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So, and then you have some people who they can just listen to their teacher or professor, not read a lick, and ace a test. You understand? So and you could see this in the birth chart. I can see how people learn differently, or how people, right? Pisces in Mercury is more intuitive, and they think it. They might not always speak all the things that they know, but they can also do things in pictures and concepts through music, poetry, and stuff like that. But they can be extremely intelligent, right? Now, Mercury is still the lower mind. It's logical, analytical, critical thinking. Jupiter is the higher mind, right? Some say Sagittarius is very arrogant. It's sextiles Aquarius. Both those signs can be labeled as the most arrogant signs, just the sun sign in general. Generalization, right? You have to know the whole chart. But you can see through Mercury, Jupiter, the sun, other aspects, intelligence in a birth chart, right? So just, different examples and stuff. But but I believe everybody has the opportunity to learn and be great at learning. That can become a skill, right? You see these mastermind classes and stuff where you can learn how to, and that's what I'm saying. Some people, it's their gut instinct, the black moon Lilith, the root chakra, right? They are intuitive learners. Some people have no intuition at all, or don't know how to access it or use it, I should say. Capiche?
Okay. Audra Dye said life path 4.
Okay.
And then Stefan the Jupiterian said, yes, I wear odd clothing. I was ahead of my peers.
Yeah.
I talk about astrology more, so they do. I have an older brother.
Okay. And you see the older siblings in the 11th house, right? And how did I know all that? Because your boy studies and researches, but it's also intuition, right? Black moon Lilith and Virgo in the 11th house, right? So, but you know these different things when you know astrology and the placements, and you learn about the houses being separate from the signs, right? And you study whether it's Hellenistic astrology or just, more of what they were doing in ancient times. You can't learn astrology from these cool little, sexy little young apps and stuff like that, or just doing Google searches. Oh my God, Google told me this. That. No, it's bull crap. You got to learn things. You got to put in the work. You got to study. You got to research, right? And that's why I tell you guys, like, I'm going to put in the work for you. You get a chart reading with me, right? That Capricorn moon is going to be emotionally hardworking, structured, disciplined, right? And wanting to achieve a certain status. That Scorpio rising, even though I don't meet you, I can sense things. I can see through people. When I meet people, I can tell you right away if they're, their intentions, good, bad, indifferent, evil. I see people, I can, and that takes time for the Scorpio rising. It's not always like that early on in life, to be kind of, I don't want to say empathic or psychic, but, like it's almost like just having that spiritual discernment, when I meet fake people right away, I'm like, they're freaking fugazi. They're not dealing in reality. They're living in the pretend world, right? They don't want to sit down with a Scorpio rising and let's talk about the truth. Who the F are you? Show me your heart and your soul. Speak your truth. Because I have nothing to hide. I'm not afraid. I can bear my soul because my soul is clean. I'm not perfect, but I'm real. You know what I'm saying? And then the Virgo sun and Virgo Mercury, I'm going to really investigate and research and dot my I's. Like, yeah, I might have a couple of spelling errors or whatever, but I'm going to, break it down and, the mad scientist. And you're going to get a thorough birth chart reading from me. And I'm going to tell you, I give you more than most astrologers do. Because I want you guys to learn it. And I want you guys to sign up February 6th, only $12 for Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric on Zoom. It's going to be dope, once a month. And I'll announce what topic I'm going to, kind of teach or show you. So I'm going to show you some stuff that's even ahead of foundational basic astrology. And it's simple, but I want you guys, you wouldn't get this in an intro to astrology course, not even in my own. In the future when I teach it.
Get these comments.
All right, a couple comments and then I'm out.
Okay. So Shanakwa said, your son's correct in the way you pronounce my name. LOL.
Shanakwa?
I think so, yeah. And then Mia More Love said, hey Eric.
Oh, hey Mia.
So sorry. So happy you well and back. I'm Aquarius sun, Cancer moon, Libra rising. My life has been in retrograde for a while. And then with like a sad emoji.
That's going to be good. That's going to be good. I mean, that Aquarius sun, it's your time. You're having your solar return. The Libra rising. This is a time to be uniquely creative. Right? Express yourself. Be abstract. Be innovative. Be the rebel. Come from your heart. Invest in some crypto. Speculative gains. Bet on the Super Bowl. I don't know. You know what I mean? But just do your dance. This is your time. Go ahead. Anybody else?
Okay, so... Stefan the Jupiterian said, thank you, Eric. So glad you're gaining strength. I'm here to spread the gospel of astrology. And then Mike.
That's right.
Mike said Michael Jordan. I'm not sure what he was responding to or what he's saying.
Michael Jordan, yeah. Aquarius, yeah. He was an arrogant SOB with a God complex. But that's Black Jesus, I'm a Tar Heel fan, so I always, even though I'm a Knicks fan, I'll never hate on Michael Jordan. He's number one. LeBron's number two. And LeBron's still on the edge of 2 and 3, because let's not ever forget about Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Power Memorial, been to my house, was a friend of my dad. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is getting underrated as time goes by. The skyhook is the most unstoppable shot in NBA history, probably the most unstoppable thing in sports history. And Kareem, what did he have? 5 or 6 chips too? Only lost. He got the one with Milwaukee, and then 3 or 4 at the Lakers. 4 with the Lakers because Magic won. I think did Magic win 1 without him? Or 5 with the Lakers? Yeah, Kareem might be 6-3. So, or 6-2. So don't LeBron's still between 2 and 3. I think LeBron needs to win 1 more because he's lost a bunch, and Kareem was no joke. I'm just saying.
Okay. Now, Jessica said, I'm starting college late. I wonder where that is in my chart. I'm 26.
That's okay. And you see that with, the access between your 5th and 9th house, and where maybe your Saturn is. And there's no wrong time to start college, and understand this. Learning is just a part of life. I can be honest with you. In certain ways, I learned more after college. But in this game and system, it's good to have the paper. You want your 4-year degree, you want your master's, whatever you can get, right? Because it lets you in certain doors for certain opportunities for salary and jobs, And so I tell people, like, yeah, get that paper. And it's an accomplishment too. When I was in college at the University of Maryland, I used to debate them professors. So my professors didn't like your boy because, I would bring it. And I always wanted to get my PhD to teach a class 403 free thinking. I thought about that even when I was 19, 20, 21 years old. 403 free thinking. Because if you don't have freedom to think, you got nothing, baby. You're a cockroach and you got nothing. Tony Montana, you want a piece of me? All right. Anything else? I'm about to bounce. I'm getting crazy. I'm getting hungry.
All right. Lady Menza said, so I have Mercury conjunct Jupiter and Aquarius in the 8th house.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're into astrology. The crystals, the gems. Remember, I told you get into the herbs, the healing herbs, so you can communicate, even write about it. Remember, Jupiter's biology, also finance. So that you could literally work for the IRS, right? But it's, and manage other people's money, right? But when you're talking about Jupiter and Mercury and Aquarius, right? Now remember, Jupiter, Sag Pisces, exalted in Cancer. Aquarius, it's not bad. It's decent, but it's more, your philosophy is more astrology, technology. Your philosophy is more innovation, being weird, abstract, bizarre, futuristic. So that's why I wanted you to tie in the herbs, the crystals, the gems, jewelry, t-shirts with the astrology. That's your sweet spot. The sweet zone. Okay? Remember Sade, the sweetest taboo. It's good to me. Sometimes it's good to me. Listen to that song. Get inspired.
Okay. Shanikwa said, I'm Scorpio rising, so true.
So
Jessica,
am I. So is Matt Gaming. Scorpio rising in the house.
Jessica, the truth is the most painful thing. The truth is the most important thing, no matter how painful.
Yes. That's why that's his name. There are no accidents. I named him. That's why his stage name, Will Truth. William Truth Taylor. He's the truth. I had his name before I met his mother. And so, yes, if you don't have the truth, you have nothing. Scorpio risings, all we care about is the truth. If someone lies to you, it's like they're dead to you. Especially when you're dealing with relationships and intimacy. And Scorpio risings, we're a little intense, right? Because we literally want to take the skin off of you and see your soul, right? I want to see the heart beating. I want to see your soul. And not in the weird, crazy way, but in the spiritual, beautiful, divine way, right? We're all spirits. We're all energy. We're all soul. We're all water. This stuff is temporary, right? You still think. You still see things, hear things when you're not, right? When I was in a coma, I was in another dimension. There was never a day or a minute of darkness. Life continued on, just in a different dimension or realm. It's no joke. So I want you to understand your soul is eternal. So when you learn to map your life that God controls, you learn how to manifest and hopefully get out of the reincarnation wheel and the Saturnian bubble, right? Saturn is the last planet you can see with the naked eye. It's the bubble, kind of the 10th house of this realm in 3D and Earth. You want to go in the spiritual realm in 5D and ascend past it and not return to the matrix. Watch the movie again. All right, they're getting restless and it's almost dinner time, so I'm gonna have to get off of here and end this. What's the last comment?
I think
It's almost dinner time, right?
Okay.
I already had my piece of pizza.
Stefan, the Jupiterian, said Mercury in Aquarius in third house, Jupiter in Scorpio.
What is that?
Okay, so Stefan, the Jupiterian, said Mercury in Aquarius in the third house,
Yeah.
Jupiter in Scorpio in the 12th house.
And your Jupiter in Scorpio is great energy to manifest, but for you, it's got to be through the subconscious mind. Start your dream book tonight. Even if you don't remember anything first couple of mornings, write pen and paper, pencil, paper. I didn't remember my dreams. You're training the subconscious mind. Jupiter, we'll talk about it. I'll do a webinar, but maybe in, Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric, we'll probably talk about manifesting with Jupiter. Okay. But you guys, I'm out, and that Mercury in Aquarius third house. Yeah. Okay. You got it, man. So, listen, I'll see you guys next week. As soon as my wife finishes the graphic for me, I will put that out and announce for February 6th, the time and all the information. And you guys can just, book it with me directly at tailored2coaching@gmail.com. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this next adventure during Aquarius season. Right? It's fitting. It's perfect timing. And I hope you guys have a great week. Remember that stay away from the sweets, drink more water. Venus in retrograde in Capricorn, your bones. And people could have a lot of joint issues, skin, eczema, nails. Got a little bump on my nail. All right. Knowledge is love. Podcast episode 37. I'm out. Peace.
Bye.